Okay, today let's talk about graphing linear equations, and we're going to see that there's multiple ways for us to graph linear equations. But the first way that we're going to look at is what happens when they give us a table. So when we're given a table, all we have to do is plot the points that are in the table and then draw a line connecting them. So here we have this table. I've put some dot down here so we can move those to plot the points. And we can see the first point is -3, -2. So I'm going to take my point and I'm going to go over -3 and then down to -2. Use the point, and it's a pretty good location. As you can see, -2, -3. So then 0, 1. So 0 means that we're not moving side to side at all, and then up 1. 2, 3 means move 2 to the right and 3 up. I'm going to move this over just a smidge. So over 2 and up 3. To move it up just a little bit to kind of even it out. Trying to get my crosshairs in the middle of that cursor to line up with the middle of that. There we go. And then the last one is 6, 7. So that means I'm going to go over 6 and up 7. See, I want the cursor, so the horizontal line is right on the mark of 7, and the other one is on the line from 6. And I'll release, and hopefully the point should be exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so once I have these plots pointed, all I need to do is draw a line using the line feature. So I'm going to go over here to the line feature and select a line. It's understood that with the line that there are arrows on both ends, so we don't need to really graph one with arrows if we don't want, but we can. So we'll use the arrow key here. You can see if I start here, right? See, my line's a little off here. I'm gonna let that go. And I'm actually gonna delete it because I can see that my slope of the line is off a little bit. So it's kind of like if I go here, you know what, I'm just gonna select my line again. I'm gonna start right from there, trying to get right through the middle of each point. Then I'm just going to grab this one here and bring it down because it's understood that the line covers not only just the whole distance of the line, and arrow on this one as well. We're going to make this just a little bit thicker, easier to see. So we'll make it like 4 point. That it runs the whole gamut of the graph and continues on. So you can see here I've gone through all the different points. And of course, if I wanted to find the slope, I could use any of the 2 points to locate the slope. So if I'm at 1 and I'm going up to 3, that's up 2. And I'm at 0, I'm going over 2, so up 3 over 2. So my slope is 3 over 2, and I can see that as well. From -2 to 1 was up 3. Or actually, my slope is 1. So up 3, so I can see here I'm at 1, and I'm going up 2 and over 2. So 2 over 2 here would be 4 over 4. So my slope is a positive 1. But that is how we just take the points in a table and fill them out on a graph and run your line through. One of your guided practice is going to be over this on slide 57. So let's go on and look at how would we graph something if we're giving the slope and the b, right? Or the y-intercept. And that may come in one of two forms. We may be given an equation, and from the equation, here the equation is y equals 3x plus 4. We should be able to know at this point that the coefficient or the number in front of the x is the slope, and the fixed number is the y-intercept or the b. So again, let's go ahead and practice graphing them. We're going to start with the first one. Here, start with b, move with m, right? That's what we say. So using the purple dots, because that's in a purple box, I'm going to mark a y-intercept. B stands for y-intercept of -5. So that means I'm on the vertical axis, and I'm going to put it at 5, -5 in this case. And then since my slope is -2, if I make that into a fraction, I should know to make a fraction, I just put any whole number over the number 1. So that's telling me to go down 2 and over a positive 1. That's what that would look like as a fraction. So down 2 from 5 would be at 7 and over a positive 1. Now you can see that these points are kind of close together, right? So the next point, maybe you want to do double slope. So here's the thing, since slope is about movement and you can move backwards and forwards, this is telling you how to go forward. So down 2 over 1 is going forward, down 2 over 1. And when we say going forward, that's actually going to move more to the left, right? Because we read right to left. But I can also go backwards. And I do that by flipping or using the inverse signs. So instead of down 2 and over 1, which down would be negative, over 1 to the right would be positive, I'm going to go up 2 and over 1 to the left. Right? So if I'm at 5, to go up 2, I'd be at 3 and over 1. And then I'm going to do it again. Up 2 and over 1. And I did it twice to kind of space out the points that I have. Because I want at least 3 good points to be able to mark. And if I wanted to keep on going, I certainly can. Like if I went up another 2 and over 1. Up another 2 and over 1. And that would be like moving 4, up 4 and over 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. And because I'm moving to the right this time, or I'm sorry, to the left this time, it's negative. So I'm still maintaining that -2 slope. See, here we are. And then let's go ahead and draw our line using our line feature. So we're going to select the arrow again, start right with the point, and we can just expand it out later. So then I'm just going to go back here and expand that out. And I'm going to mark this with that arrow, this with that arrow, and make my line just a little bit thicker. 4 point, and I'm using line color of black. So there we have it. And the second one, again, what's in front of the X should mark our slope. So it's 3, and our B or our Y-intercept is 4. So I'm going to take one of the pink points and put it at +4. And I should know right away, since my slope is positive, I'm going to be going uphill. This was negative, downhill. So take the 3, put it over 1. And so now that means go up 3. So from 4 up 3 is 7 and over 1. And if I wanted to move backwards, instead of going up 3 and over 1 to the right, I'm going to go down 3 and over 1 to the left. And if you notice, 3 up and 1 to the right, those are both positive slope. So to do the opposite, we would have to do a -3 or down 3 and over 1 to the left. And I'm going to do that twice to kind of spread out my points. So if I'm at 4, down 3 is at 1, down another 3 is at -2, and then I have to move a total of 2 points over. Pretty close on the other line. And that should be, enough to make sure I'm right on the -2. Yep, down 6 over 2, that should be good. I'm going to go over here to draw my line. I want to draw it the whole way, the whole distance of the line. So I'm going to go ahead from here, make sure I'm black, make sure I'm a little bit heavier, make sure I put an arrow on both sides. And again, it's just understood that there are arrows, but that's why we went ahead and put the arrows anyway. And that's how we do it when we're given slope and y-intercept, whether directly, like this in the purple box, or indirectly, where we have to pull those items from an equation in slope-intercept form. So those are 2 ways, or actually 3 ways that you can look at graphing, and you have 2 more guided practice sets on them. Follow when something's in purple, use the purple dots. When something's in pink, use the pink dots. And then go ahead and use your line tool to go ahead and connect them.